still no Super Bowl appearance for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And I guess we'll start here. What did you think about how he played on Sunday in general?
I think for the most part, he looked pretty good. The big head scratcher was the throw to Isaiah Likely into triple coverage. I know you're DPI hunting there, but that's a throw you shouldn't make. Outside of that, I think he looked pretty good. I think there were a lot of opportunities for him to maybe use his legs more. He was a little more reticent to leave the pocket than he has been. This is a very tired show about Lamar Jackson this year, right? Like, oh, he's so much better as a pocket passer. Now, I think he's just finally in an offense that allows him to showcase that better. I think he's always been a pretty good pocket passer, but he just was not as inclined to punish them with his legs, seemingly. There were some scramble opportunities he left on the table. Other than that, I don't think Lamar was a huge issue in this game. I think you probably point more to the general offensive game script. They had like -3 runs on the day. They didn't hand it off a single time. That puts strain on anybody. Like trying to drop back and go blow for blow with Patrick Mahomes is tough.
Obviously, I think the interesting thing for the Ravens is they kind of called the game like they opened up and the game automatically started 21-0. It's how they felt like they were calling it the whole time, which is kind of baffling because like they were never totally out of it by the score. I know, especially in the first half, it felt like, holy crap, Mahomes and Kelsey are on God mode today. It kind of seems like they're going to be so overwhelming that we won't have a chance to get in this unless we start playing like a Big 12 game and fling the ball over the field. But they were down like 17-7 going into half. Defense kicked Mahomes and Kelsey's ass in the second half to the point where they struggled to sustain any drive. So I was just kind of baffled that they just got away from what got them here all season, which is kind of being able to run the ball, even though they switched offensive coordinators from Greg Roman to Todd Monken. Running the ball was still a pretty big strength for this team, and they just never went to it really at all. And by the time, I guess you get late in the game and you kind of need a score, it was a little bit too late. But really weird strategy from the jump. I kind of agree with you that Lamar could have made a little bit more happen with some scrambles, but it's tough. Like when you walk into the game and you're saying, well, Lamar, it's all 100% on you, when it didn't really have to be that way.
Yeah, it didn't have to be that way. I also note that game was a little closer than the final score. Like you had the Zay Flowers fumble. That game could have easily been like 17-21. People like to pick apart this stuff because we're talking about conference championship games. It's the NFL. You can always point to one or two things that if they went the other way, the outcome would have been different.
Yeah, and I even on one of the Chiefs scoring drives, I don't remember if it was a touchdown or a field goal, but it was set up by the strip sack that Lamar suffered, like kind of on their own side of the field. So it really does kind of feel like just a huge missed opportunity for the Ravens, because even at the end of that game, I don't really think that the Chiefs are just like markedly better than the Ravens. They just kind of had some off moments. And then when you're playing against Kelsey and Mahomes and Reed and Spags and what they've been able to develop over the past few years, like you can't really have those turnovers, right? Where, especially like the first touchdown.
Mahomes and Travis Kelsey and Andy Reid to 17 points, you need to win the game.
Right.